We're talking weddings, graduations. It's often a time when people move for new jobs or school opportunities too. As fun as all of those things are, or challenging, they can also be stressful. Joining the conversation now is Christine Lang. She is a healer and author of the book, Ask Your Spirit. Christine, nice to have you with us this morning. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on the show. So tell us about the premise of your book, Ask Your Spirit. What's kind of the gist of this?
The gist is people think they want to be more in touch with their intuition and get guidance, and they don't know how. And this book literally walks you through the steps of how to get messages from your higher self, from your inner guidance. I always say nobody has your back like your spirit. It is the best life coach you could ever have, health coach, relationship coach. And this book helps you ask the right questions and get the right answers from your spirit with specific steps that you can take.
I like that. So let's talk a little bit about your backstory here. You apparently made a journey from being a young lawyer to a medical intuitive spirit channel healer and author. Tell us about that transition.
So, yeah, not your typical career path.
No, not at all.
My second year of law school, I developed horrific allergies. I just sounded like I had a cold 24/7. And I said, this is something I can do. And I embarked on a journey to heal my allergies, which my allergist said couldn't be done. But Western medicine does have its limitations. And so I went off and started studying different forms of holistic healing, like homeopathy and energy healing. And over a 2-year stretch, completely healed my allergies, but also discovered I had the ability to see people's energy and to hear their spirit give me information about how their body and their life got to where it is right now. So now I help people get those messages from their spirit. And this book is geared to sort of put me out of business because it's, I'm booked so far out, is to help people get those messages for themselves of why do I have chronic migraines? Why do I have back pain? Why do I have the same relationship issue? A block that I can't earn above a certain amount. All of those questions you can get answers from your spirit on.
What an amazing journey. So we're talking specifically, as we mentioned at the top here, about life transitions, things like graduations, weddings, that sort of thing. How can people use inner wisdom to get through those sometimes confusing and stressful times in life?
So it's a great question because I think we naturally default to our logical mind, which can lead us in circles, right? I mean, even if you think something like picking between two houses to rent or buy, this one has a 2-car garage and this one has a 1-car garage, but this one's closer to the school. We can't use logic to make those really big decisions for ourselves. We usually end up making them from our inner guidance. And then those are the decisions we don't regret. And the decisions we do regret are the ones where we thought, logically, this should have added up. The people I know who are the happiest in their careers usually, quote, stumbled into their career because they just got this feeling, this nudge of, it doesn't make sense on paper to take this job, but I think I should. I might have trained to be an accountant, but I think I'm supposed to just take this other job. And that following that inner guidance is our best compass.
Yeah, you end up in one of those careers or a job that you kind of regret once you get into that position. And speaking of work, why do so many smart and capable people sort of still feel lost at work? How can you reconnect with what really makes you passionate in life?
I think the people, like you said, that are really smart but feel sort of unfulfilled are the ones who are logically following the money, following the title or the career trajectory they think they should be following. And when you tune into what really makes people happy, it is not a certain salary or a certain title. It's, do you feel like you're part of a team? Do you feel seen and appreciated? And do you feel like you operate in your zone of brilliance at work? When we feel like we have something to meaningfully contribute at work, that's what lights us up. That's what makes us excited to go to work. And when we're always learning and being challenged. And to pursue those things in a job is different than just the comfort of, I want this title or this promotion. And I always give that guidance of follow the things that feel interesting to you and challenging to you and where you feel seen and witnessed for the brilliant contribution you can make.
I wanted to ask you about stress, and I asked this somewhat personally because I work in a stressful line of work. How do you calm your nervous system in times of really heightened stress? Any advice there without needing a lot of time for meditation?
Yeah, so 2 techniques I'll give you. The first is near the first third of my book, I talk about something called the divine centering technique. It takes less than 4 or 5 minutes to do. and brings you in alignment with your spirit. And people say they can see on the scale that it drops their blood pressure by multiple points within 3 or 4 minutes. So that is a great technique to have. And then if you're not reading the book, I would say something called box breathing, which they teach to snipers in the military, which is to inhale for 3 seconds, hold your breath for 3 seconds, exhale for 3 seconds, hold your breath for 3 seconds. That last 3 seconds is the hardest when you don't have any air in you. And just that box breathing, I have students do this before a test. I have CEOs do it before a big presentation before the board. You can do it for 2 minutes. And again, it will slow your heart rate down and drop your blood pressure. And it's hard to focus on that and whatever you're stressed about. So box breathing is a quick way to just calm your central nervous system.
I'm going to put that into practice. Christine Lang, Ask Your Spirit, the name of the book. Thanks so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.